for Team Immunity. We are really looking towards Benno to really set the pace for them and try and get into it. But speaking of setting the pace, let's jump into our maps here that we're going to be having for our winners final. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this goes into the grand final and secures themselves a bare minimum of 11,000 American dollars, and will have the chance to fight for the title here in ANZ. And we're going to be starting out with an Oddball Recharge, and this has been a map, I think, Recharge specifically for the Chiefs. They show that these guys have the power weapon control and the power-up control, and they can really put teams in the bin.
I think so too. The Chiefs have been so dominant on the objective games, and yes, they're out slaying basically everyone, but really tournaments are won in those OBG games, in my opinion. And the fact that they have that on lock is so important, particularly up against a team like Immunity as well. It's kind of Immunity knows how to play OBJ, so it's good that Chiefs are going to be able to match that.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see how we go into this server. But ladies and gentlemen, we heard enough from the desk. Now let's hear from our cast. We've got Maniac and Blue to take you guys through this winners final.
Ladies and gentlemen, strap in and grab your popcorn. We're in for a hell of a show. I'm so glad that I'm going to be able to bring it here with you, along with my co-caster Bluey. This is going to be absolutely sick. You have two of the biggest titans here in the ANZ region, the old guard versus the new. Bluey, Team Immunity. I don't think they dropped a map, but definitely not a series for 3 years throughout Halo 3, and now they're up against the new kids on the block, Chiefs, who have been dominating throughout all of Halo Infinite. This series is going to be something else.
It'll be interesting to see how they fare, if they can bring that experience to the forefront of this game. Already, bit of a rough start for Team Immunity. They did go 3 down momentarily, but again, they reversed that on the Chiefs, shutting down Chiefs' hold of that camo very early on in the game, taking Madsy out and removing the possibility for any sneaky plays on his end. Back and forth already. We already have 1 second on the ball for Team Immunity, but it appears that they've dropped that just in favor of some Slayz.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of jockeying for position between both of these teams off the rip. You see Dante and Heff there fall for a moment, trading back and forth the kills. Barcode comes in to clear out gold. Little bit of a repulsor with the cankle shot. He gets the killing spree before being dropped, and that was going to be big, allowing Slayz from the Chiefs to pick up the ball and get some gold control and some points on the board.
Lots of space created by Barcode then. It was definitely the Barcode show, making sure he was coming to the forefront and bringing that right to Team Immunity. But Team Immunity aren't down and out yet. Of course they're not. This is a team that, once again, as I mentioned last night, or today in fact, if you want to look at the time, has been in these positions time and time again. They have faced Titans themselves in the past, and they know when to turn the heat when it's necessary.
You've got Heff here holding onto the ball, trying to rack up some points for Team Immunity. The Chiefs here trying to do what they can. You've got Voltage locking down the hall. He's got some support. You can see there Madsy over on C-Plat. Watch out for him wrapping around. Voltage might be getting the call out soon. Should be spotted. Barcode doesn't realize Voltage is below him. He's going to be cleaned up. No, he's not. He actually gets away. 2 players from Immunity fall. The flank around from Madsy cleans up the other 2. That's 4 down for Team Immunity. It was the bait and switch, even on me.
You had Pipz just watching Barcode's back that entire time. It didn't matter if
Barcode was the bait.
He was put 1 shot, and he just fed out, and he went, yeah, Pipz, you got my back, man. Pipz said, yeah, all right, dude, I got it. The back smack came in from him, and look at this. Barcode is still alive, putting down so much damage with this shock rifle. He does tie there, but even then, that's massive. He's sacrificing his life just to make more space for Pipz to get more time with this ball. Look at the time ticking up. Look at the battles that are taking place right now against these Titans.
8-4 off the rip here for Barcode. Voltage doing what he can, but it's Barcode who comes out on top. Madsy's got the flank as well. He's in top tower. They've got top tower control. They've got gold control. Spawning over here on C-Plat is going to be Team Immunity doing what they can to push out. Benno, he's bottom mid. Madsy smells he's almost dead. He's going to chase the kill. Madsy, though, before he gets cleaned up, he wants to try and take down Benno. Benno, he was too impatient. He wanted to push. Madsy had the call-outs. He ends up getting the kill over to the Team Immunity squad. Dante, he falls to Barcode once again, already hitting double digits. 10 and 5 for the wonder kid of the Chiefs lineup.
I loved the split that they were doing there, Josh. They had Madsy just sitting up in top tower. They had another player over sitting on top triangle, L1 or L2 as some people like to call it. And then they had 2 more players sitting in gold, just getting time up with that ball. They pretty much had all their positions down on lock. Even if in that situation like we saw, Madsy goes down, but in that moment he was able to provide as much damage and as much information as he could to make sure that a rotation could come in from elevator to clean up whatever he had put down.
It was a fantastic play. Madsy, he's locking down Whirlpool as well. You can see 3 players from the Chiefs moving over towards the ball. Looks like a few players spread out here. Madsy going to be falling, but Chiefs all collapsing on the ball right now. Benno trying to do what he can to put some pressure on. He does take one before Slayz gives him the smack. Voltage, however, with that Guardian Angel play, he's going to have the Mangler, and now looks to be relatively uncontested. Gets his camo. Now they're going to know that they tagged him up. He is going to be able to get away with it, though. He needs to stay alive here with his camo. He's got the camo Mangler. It's big. Decides to reveal himself outside there. Questionable, but he might be able to get away. Barcode might chase him down. Decides not to. It's actually Pipz there that gets away. Voltage still alive with his camo.
Madsy's going to be backing up Barcode here, the dynamic duo, as we always see. It doesn't matter, though. Voltage keeping his life secure. The camo is about to run out, and he gets cleaned by Barcode. Headshot with the shock rifle, and he's already putting down so much pressure into that Whirlpool position. We're going to see he was watching the grapple spawn that entire time, just waiting for it to come up so he could make a rotation. Unfortunately, Heff with a nice little clean shot coming out from this C point area. Good stuff coming out from Team Immunity. You know what, Josh? I've been noticing Team Immunity with the team shots right now have been really, really consistent.
They have been, but they haven't been able to capitalize and get some points on the board. They're down by almost 80 points here, by 60 points, excuse me, against the Chiefs. The Chiefs looking incredibly strong. Now, Team Immunity, they have managed to stall the Chiefs squad here. They've got control of Whirlpool. The 3 players there with no shields. There's a player coming through gold. It's going to be Pipz. Pipz might be putting the pressure on, just waiting for the right timing. Barcode picks up Benno, and Pip has a sword, so now they're going to pounce. He pushes out. There's one up top. He's got the sword. He misses, unfortunately. That's a big pick there for Voltage. Managing to stay alive. He's all on his own. He's getting tagged up. The timing was bad. Barcode comes in. They clean up. And now it's Chiefs in control once again.
One of those scenarios in which a team like Immunity knows where they can set up, knows where they can hold. But unfortunately, going against the Chiefs are so good at breaking any hold any team makes, because for them, they've done this 1,000,001 times before. They know the holds themselves, and they know how to break them exactly piece by piece, just absolutely making these teams fold. Now, the Chiefs just able to take this elevator position. We are going to juggle the ball, and they are going to rotate over to blue, sort of seaside, an area that they love to hold the ball, they love to hold objective, and they just love to slay out.
Madsy passed out the ball while he's got camo. Smart play here, patient,
Here we
goes
go.
for the back smack, should be an easy double. He's going for it as well. He might even get third if he looks down low. He needs to back up. Wise move to do so. 89 to 32. He needs to play his life, looking for the support. Dante goes down. Slayz running point. Madsy with full shield's going to feel confident to grab that ball. He's away. There is going to be a player pushing into bottom tower. Look out for that. There's Heff. However, the spawn's in Whirlpool. He's got the support. They only need to hold it for 5 more seconds. The guns are out. The buns are out. We're looking good here for the Chiefs to wrap up round number 1 here up against Team Immunity to kick off strong here in this series.
Very, very strong, very dominating performance from the Chiefs. But, you know, we're looking at those things where it is a very clear-cut sort of team differential in where the Chiefs are as opposed to Immunity. Immunity are always very, very strong in their team shots and in their team coordination, but there just seems to be such a gap between how they rotate these objectives and how they rotate these Slayz to take advantage of the ground that they've made with them.
With Immunity on the back foot, going into round number 2 here of our very first map of the winners final of this tournament. Let's go into the minds of Team Immunity and see what the comms are like as they try and come back in this game.
Yeah, one's in gold already.
I'm trying to get this mango, bro.
What's Ballage? Ballage, bad Ballage. I'm trying to... On shock, Barcode weak.
And top gold as well.
One shot, yeah, nice. Nice, stop dropping on you.
Yeah, batteries, 1 shot. He's back left battery.
He's got sorry. One shot catwalk.
1 hit top cat, and there's another one in A.
Ball's weak.
Yeah, 2 there, 2 there.
Crunch, holy fuck. 1 shot, he's needler. Nice nade, he's still needler.
He's 1 hit needles, 1 hit needles.
2 there. They have sword in
Plays
Pipz
1
as well.
shot, and top A. Weak top A cat.
2 really weak still. I'm trying to look.
One shot.
1 hit top A, 1 hit top A. He's gone catwalk.
Yeah.
Nice.
Another one on ball,
I'm
Slayz
here.
weak.
Sword on me, sword on me. Batteries, sword batteries. He's going
Yeah,
needle.
two there, two there.
Yeah, live
One
up.
shot,
one shot.
He's coming the other way. They're both weak. Both one shot. Both one shot. The
One
boxes there.
Got one.
Nice Taj. Nice push. There's one on
Madsy's
in
not
batteries
big
too. Nice. Huge win. Last guy's on Taj.
Madsy's 2 shots under his own elevator. There's 2 there, there's 2 there.
Here, Benno.
Tap him one, Madsy.
Still right in here with you guys.
Into weak as well. 2-1s, 2-1s.
Both weak, both weak. We're getting crossed.
The other one's weak, the other one's weak. Nice.
2 needles.
kill.
2 needles coming in. Barcode's 1
Yeah,
and
good get.
Slayz. And triangle 1.
Might be weak on the ball.
Alright, let's make sure we just take different angles.
I guess the same thing too.
Camo's up soon. I got pressure still.
Yeah, I'm
I'll get
shocky.
weak from me.
C type one shot as well, Madsy.
I hear you. Dead.
Nice.
Up A,
Sword,
cat.
one hit overpass, one hit overpass. Last
Yeah,
one,
Camo,
he's in A.
elevator.
Last one is in A somewhere. Elevator.
Yeah. One shot.
Team Immunity seeming very, very calm and collected in that moment. Fantastic stuff from them, and you could tell there is a bit of chaos in their communication, but overall, they're still remaining true to that classic Team Immunity communication style. That being said, Chiefs are on fire now, so I'm really interested to see how they're communicating right now. We're going to jump in to a listen-in with the Chiefs.
Hey, cameras on me, dude. You got main guard there. There's 2 there, man.
Yeah, my bad.
Get red. And again, actually. I spawned blue. Hey, cameras in turbine.
We're trying to pip
One shot
that.
turbine.
Yeah.
Hit that. I'm pushing this bottom tower.
Top gold, one shot as well.
Dead. I'm pushing this mid.
There's top gold.
There's a guy behind me, bottom main guard.
He's 2 shot, man.
There's no one bottom tower, which just angled me. I'm 1 shot. There's guy bottom tower. Can anyone help me, dude? There's a guy top triangle. Let's go. Milk this. They're gonna be spring city. Watch your tower.
Connector, 2 shots.
Yeah, watch the cross pit. We're Gucci. I spawned God.
Yeah, get my cross. Pip, get my cross. I got yours.
I'm watching team.
It's already turbine.
Yeah, he's 1 shot, dead.
Go, Benno.
Yeah,
I'll kill him.
Watch it, Mads. I'm all low.
Yeah,
You gotta keep watching those.
Mid-range.
I
got it.
They're gonna get them.
Wait,
He's
what?
top red. Commander.
Yeah, hit that. I'm moving.
Turbine.
Didn't push you. Mid-range
No,
to
he's pushing behind you now, Buck.
He's
Yeah,
pushing behind you. Taj, yeah.
Dude, I'm money, dude. Nice, man.
Chiefs just always looking like they're at the top of their game. They sound like it as well. It must be said, though, the gap isn't too big. 17 points separating these 2 teams. Pip getting the double kill, though, getting some more points on the board now. Chiefs looking good as they're halfway to victory in this round.
Yeah, Team Immunity maybe need to just step up how they're giving those communication cues there. In their listening, they were very calm in the directions that they were giving, but it just didn't seem like they had the down-to-a-T sort of area confirmation that the Chiefs tend to do, especially when we go to their listenings. It seems like every time the Chiefs are giving communication, that is just down to the dot of where these players are, how much shield they have, if they're 1 shot or not. And of course, we're seeing right now just how clear that comes out with Barcode swinging around the map, making so much distance. Josh, I think in a matter of seconds,
Oh my God,
Barcode was already across.
What a heads-up play. You saw Barcode when he was getting attacked, bottom lip, Immunity came swinging in. They repulsed the ball, and Barcode grappled out. Then he grappled it up to the jump. Now, granted, Immunity have done extremely well to adapt to this, but what a fantastic heads-up play from Chiefs, and of course, just as good Immunity's response.
Chiefs in our region seem to have the equipment usage just down on lock every single time we go to one of their players. And I mean, any player on this 4-man roster, they know exactly when to use this equipment to their advantage. They always know when to just use that little piece of the sandbox in order to make such a huge gap between them and everyone else.
Indeed they do, and they're doing very well here, looking to try and wrap things up. Only 25 points remaining before they take out this first map of the series. Guys, if you are just tuning in, this is the winners bracket final here on Championship Sunday of the HCS ANZ Super. 50k USD on the line. The winner of this tournament gets $20,000 plus the ticket to the major in Kansas coming up very, very soon. 10 points away from victory here for Chiefs in this first map against the juggernauts that are Team Immunity.
The Chiefs definitely slowing down the objective portion of the game right now. Seem to be just slaying out, trying to make it so they can create enough space to convincingly take a win, but Team Immunity are not going down without a fight. both sides of the team. They're going 3 down, and during those altercations, Voltage managed to grab the ball and just scamper away from himself, going gold, making a rotation to his teammates because they did spawn top A. We need some safety and a convincing setup from Team Immunity at this point if they want to keep themselves in this game 1.
Voltage is going to be pushed. He falls at the hands of Madsy. Slayz picked up a kill as well on Dante. Heff and Benno alive, trying to keep it going for the Immunity squad. You can see there, Benno wisely backing off. He's going to be challenged down in bottom left now. Slayz and Pipz teaming up to take him down. Barcode has the camo as well. 3 players down for Immunity. The last one left was going to be Voltage. The Dino drops. Final points now going to the Chiefs. That's going to be game here on this map to the Chiefs.
Game number 1. Very, very convincing, I would say. Definitely in character for the Chiefs to be as dominating as they were. But then again, Team Immunity, Josh, I don't know about you, but I'm seeing some very, very strong teamwork and coordination coming out from them.
Yeah, if they can just keep it together after that loss, there's still a big chance for Immunity to take the next map. And who knows, maybe they can put some pressure on Chiefs, as far-fetched as that seems at this stage, Bluey. But we'll look at some of the stats. I want to just continue this narrative, though, because yes, 200 to 82, it is fairly one-sided. What do you expect from the Chiefs? What needs to be said is just how much fight there was still left in Immunity. After the push from Chiefs, when they were under pressure in top lift, that play from Barcode, and I think it might have been Slayz, to repulse that oddball out, and Barcode was able to grapple away. That was such a quick heads-up play, utilizing everything on the map to their advantage. But I guess while I was so just dumbstruck by what was going on, it needs to be said how well Immunity responded. They were top left, they wrapped all the way around through B to long haul, and they shut down that ball hold instantly.
It's weird to say this because, again, it was such a breakneck pace for that kind of play, but Immunity kind of read them. They knew as soon as that repulsor came out and Barcode made that first grapple, they knew this is the rotation that we need to make. We need to immediately go to C long haul because, of course, that's where they're going to take the ball. They could see Barcode fly in up to sneaky nades, grapple that ball, and through those split seconds, Immunity was just able to handle it so clean and get on top of them so quickly.
It was a very heads-up play, and that's that experience shining through for Team Immunity. And again, they are not the team to kind of be tilted or thrown off by one loss, at least the Team Immunity that I know. And they were maybe, I would say, expecting to cop an L here on this Oddball and Recharge. But if anyone can bounce back, it is them. We're talking about the Team Immunity that beat Divine Mind in a game number 5 last night. They've got some fire still to go, and they might be able to rip it out here up against the Chiefs in game 2. But Bluey, just from your opinion, and obviously casting this match with me, what do you think it's going to take? What is it that Team Immunity, what's the rabbit they're going to pull out of the hat here to try and get a W here on one of these maps?
There was so much fire in Team Immunity last night. You could see it in every game that they were playing. It was so clear that they wanted to make their dominance known, especially in this region for a team that has been around for so long. You know, they know it's a new game. They started late as well, but they wanted to come in strong. That's exactly what they did. Look, Josh, I don't know what kind of magic that they were tapping into last night to play as much Halo that they did for so long and play so well, but they need to tap back into that now. They need to harness that energy, that power to take on the Chiefs, because I think that's what you need when going up against the Chiefs. You need inexplicable magic energy.
Yeah, I think you do need that as well. You might need to say a prayer or two as well. But Immunity, they might be able to take the next map. And if they do, we'll have to see what happens from there. Guys in the chat and at home, let us know what you think. You interact in obviously the chat, but as well, tag us on Twitter with that hashtag HCS Super. Don't forget to send in your clips as well. We may be able to try and focus on. We saw some sick stuff already. With all that said, we are getting into map number 2 now. It is going to be, of course, Slayer, and it's on live fire. Immunity, they've been absolutely gunning. I know it's almost cliche at this stage at the moment to talk about Benno, but he's been absolutely frying. And if he can bring out some of those really big stats here in this game, there may just be a chance for them yet.
Immunity had some fantastic live fire matches last night as well. It seems like they had such a good read on the map overall, and that seems to be coming out now. They immediately rotated down bottom. They prioritized the heat wave. And Pipz and Madsy did the same thing, but they weren't the ones to come out top, which is surprising coming from the Chiefs. Barcode not connecting those sniper shots like we are so used to saying, but he does take on this 1v1, takes down Benno with a fantastic body shot, making him one shot, finishing him off with the BR. He's got his eyes on that OS. This is where the fight is going to take place.
Eyes on the prize, and he's helping here. Connects with the body shot, collects with one, and he's going to get the overshield as well. Now challenging, gets the assist. Picking up a couple of vital kills here off the rip. It is Team Immunity still in front. I say that before Barcode goes on a tear. Picks up the double kill. He had the support of the team. He's got the heat wave in hand now. He did throw out the sniper. He's juggling the power weapons away. Madsy's now picked it up. That was big. Nice. It's those subtle little plays, Bluey, that make Barcode one of the best, if not the best player in the region.
I don't even think it's just Barcode, though. Imagine the communication that was going on between them there. And exactly this man doing it to Team Immunity right now on his own. He's going to take this triple kill. That's a triple. Let's just give it to him. The amount of craftsmanship that goes into this man's gameplay is absolutely undeniable. This is someone who is on the grind 24/7 in Halo Infinite. Barcode lives and breathes this. He is the enigma in our region that pretty much is the epitome of the Master Chief here.
Benno might be Superman, but Barcode is kryptonite here. 8-0 start on this Slayer matchup. Surprise! He's going to miss it and still get the kill regardless. I think it might have almost been a team shot. I'm not too sure, but regardless, he's going to be taken down. Pip has the commando. He's going to be stopped right there. Despite all of this fantastic gameplay, Bluey, despite Barcode now 10-1, just 2 minutes into this game, it's still 17-14, a 3-kill game, which just shows how well Immunity have been responding to this Chiefs onslaught.
Immunity right now, if they can focus on just shutting down those key players, especially Barcode in this particular instance, because when he gets on a roll, you need to immediately stop that as soon as possible. As difficult as a task that is, you know, certainly not for no mortal men, but when you have these members of the Chiefs that do so well at just snowballing gameplay, what do you do in those situations? Team Immunity just going 4 down in that split second just speaks volumes to that.
Even with the heat wave in the hands of Team Immunity, Barcode just outplayed them. Picked up the kill. You can see he's still going big. He dropped the heat wave there. I'm not too sure if he was just, might have been just waiting for the sniper. He is. He's called out the heat wave to his teammate, juggles it again. That's just sexy gameplay. I don't know, man, what's going on here, but I love what I'm seeing here from Barcode. He's got the support of the team. He's going 12-1, Bluey, up against Team Immunity.
Team Immunity on a Slayer as well, you know, something that you just don't see every day. But again, this is the Chiefs. We talk about them so often, how coordinated they are. And it just seems like one of those scenarios where they are all tapped into each other. As for, again, they're in a LAN house together. Imagine the energy going into this match today. They want to make sure that their dominance is known. They would know that NA teams are watching them, are keeping their eye on them right now, and they want to give them the biggest performance they can.
It was 1 minute and 20 seconds ago that it was a 4-kill game. Now it's 33, 34, 21. That is insane. The Chiefs are just absolutely popping off. Now I say that when 2 or 3 players of the Chiefs do fall. Immunity still trying to do what they can to answer back, but what can they do? You've got Barcode playing out of his mind. Dante, he got the overshield. By the time we switched over to him, he's going to be smacked in the back there. He's going to be cleaned up. Barcode's still alive. He's up against the heat wave. Surely he goes down. No, he doesn't. Slayz comes in. The reinforcements are in. Your score's 38-23. And I tell you what, it's looking like the game is already over. Team Immunity are just being toyed with by the Chiefs here in this game. 40-25 is your score.
Toyed with is such a fantastic word. Again, you touched on it before. When these giant teams go up against the Chiefs, they are toys. They're just little guys in the end. Dante, 6-13 now. He was 6-11 before he grabbed that OS and he was just backsmacked with it instantly. The comms coming out from the Chiefs are so strong that even when you as a team manage to get your hands on the power weapons, you might as well just throw them to them because there's never anything you can do.
We're talking about the team that beat Divine Mind yesterday in a Game 5 thriller, just being absolutely manhandled. Barcode, he cleans up Heff like he was a bronze player. He finally goes down there, but it takes about 3 of them to wrestle him down. Look at the play! Look at the nades! Madsy just going nuts here. 46-32. The Chiefs just really hammering it home. Madsy's going to get some shots on Heff. He's going to get the call out. Chiefs looking to clean that one up. Now, Madsy does fall. However, it looks like it's going to be an extremely uphill battle here. Almost impossible for Team Immunity. 2 more points required here for the Chiefs. Pip, he's wrapping around Heff to his right. He might spot him. He didn't actually spot him. Heff's going to be right behind him, but Heff, he must have ran straight into Big Door to support his team. Taj is on his own. That would be why. Taj falls. The game's going to be over right there. 50-35. The Chiefs, they're just looking so strong. They're looking like they're on a completely different planet compared to all the other teams here in this tournament.
Imagine being the Chiefs right now, right? Your championship Sunday, you're in the house together, and there's that giant bag of money just right in front of you waiting to be captured. Imagine how much you are putting into these matches. You're going up against Team Immunity. Barcode was even in the chat yesterday talking about watching those Team Immunity games. How much energy he felt watching this team. There's no way he's going to want to let them snowball onto that team, onto Chiefs themselves. He's going to want to shut them down as quickly as possible, and that's exactly what they seem to be doing.
These Chiefs guys, man, I haven't seen a team play like this since Immunity like 2010. Like, for real. I have not seen a team so dominant, just so far and away better than everyone else. And it speaks volumes that they're beating Immunity like this. I mean, 50-35, and even then, I don't think that scoreline really explains the ass-whooping that we just saw, because Immunity, they were getting it handed to them, and Barcode, the way he moves, it's something else. It's like, I don't know, it's like he's greased up in a skin suit. Like, he's just, the way he moves, he just slides everywhere. His movement is something else.
Yeah, the way that they were just able to pick apart and break Team Immunity down piece by piece. One thing I noticed during that game is there were situations where Team Immunity got to be grouped together. They were going to make a push somewhere on the map. Didn't matter where it was, but then in a matter of seconds, they were broken. They were scattered. The Chiefs were just all over them like snipers in a tower, picking them off one by one. And then before you knew it, Team Immunity just looked so disjointed by the end of that game. There was no synergy. It just didn't seem like there was any communication there to keep them holding together.
Yeah, I don't know what they can do to try and bring this back as we move into map number 3 here of this winners bracket final. The Chiefs are just looking so strong. We are going to Strongholds on Streets next. Immunity have played this map really well, but up against the Chiefs, I don't know what they've got. What can you do? You're getting completely outplayed on that oddball. Granted, Team Immunity did a good job. It wasn't good enough. You can still tell it's quite a difference. On the Slayer, night and day. I'm sorry. Yeah. There was nothing there. There was nothing Immunity could do. Chiefs dominated the whole way, and Barcode, oh my god, 12-1. If he plays like that again, there's literally no hope. But here on Strongholds, on Streets, I don't know what I can say. I don't know what Immunity can get. What's left in the tank that they haven't tapped into already? Have they got the NOS tank? Have they got something special? I don't know. We're about to find out.
There is a fire dwelling within Team Immunity that I just feel like they haven't truly ignited yet. We've seen sparks of it here and there, but there hasn't been that eruption that we saw yesterday time and time again, and it might just be that the Chiefs are so heavy. They're so quickly able to just mute out any of those sparks that Team Immunity just might not be able to tap into anything at all.
A no-shield rocket player that didn't kill themselves. That's something you don't see every day. Barcode with the play. How did he stay alive? He's still going.
He still has no shields.
3 kills. He spent the whole start of this game here with no shields. He don't need them. He's got the support of his team. Immunity is spawning into C. Barcode's going to be tagging them up before they can even push out on either of the streets. Dante, though, heads up, got the call out, picks up the kill on Barcode with that nade. Benno also clearing out Pipz. I like this. They ain't going to be triple capped off the start, that is for sure.
Bar those rockets, I think Team Immunity still had a really good break off the cuff. They were able to rotate into B Arcade super quickly, capture that point, get a few on the board. But that being said, speaking of point captures, the Chiefs...
Yeah, I just hate my words.
On a triple cap right now. How is that? We are a minute and 24 seconds in the game, and a triple kill, a triple cap is already rung out from the Chiefs. Pipz picking up that double kill. Team Immunity right now seem to just be getting shut down from every angle, both in slaying power and objective power. Inman, what do you do?
Immunity aren't just handing the baton over to the Chiefs. The Chiefs are snatching it away, spitting in their face, kicking some dirt as they go.
Kicking the canes out from underneath them.
Running away with it, not a care in the world. It's like, you know that meme with the guy who's like, he's like shaking the champagne into his face, flipping everyone off, but then it's like third? It's like that, except far and away first. The Chiefs are just so dominant. They had the triple cap. It's finally broken there, but they're already up to 100 points, Bluey.
Man, okay, so the thing is now, Josh, do we look at this series in terms of, okay, Team Immunity go down. They go down to the elimination bracket. Can they recover from this? Because this is such a just massive loss for them. Not in terms of going up against the Chiefs, but just game-wise. They've been so shut down consistently. Every angle that they try to take, every fight that they try to take has just resulted in a loss. So can they bounce back from this, or is this just like moral destruction?
I think we all knew. It's kind of like the, you know, the unspoken thing so far that I'm happy to say it now. Well, not happy, but I'm confident in saying it. It's always been a tournament for second. You know, the Chiefs have been just so good. I don't know if anyone can touch them. Going into the tournament, people thought Divine Minds, but Divine Minds were even looking a bit sketchy. They couldn't win against Immunity, and Immunity now up against Chiefs. They're not looking too strong. Chiefs are going to be able to hold out this triple cap. It's still going. Look, we've talked a lot about it. We're getting quite ahead of ourselves. It is true that a comeback could be forged, but something tells me it's not going to happen. Barcode, he's going to be picking up another kill. He's on a killing frenzy. 13-1, just to go one up more from the last game. He's picked up another. He might get the double kill. He does. Heff falls. Barcode looking nutty right now. Voltage, the only one left alive here for Team Immunity, and it looks like Chiefs are looking to wrap things up very soon.
Look how all over the map Barcode is. Even him just coming up on that A position, wrapping behind that player with the Sentinel beam. They had no idea he was there, and for him to be able to get away, doing as much damage that he is, there's just no shutdown from Team Immunity. I think that's the biggest thing throughout this entire series is there's just been no shutdown, no prospect of a shutdown for these Team Immunity boys. When the Chiefs look at what they're doing, they've only got 20 kills left in this Strongholds game, and then Team Immunity are knocked down into the Elim bracket.
You've got Oliver, Team Immunity, coming up asking Chiefs for some soup. They rip the bowl out of his hand, slap him in the face, tell him to go to bed. He ain't getting nothing from the Chiefs right now. They're going to be finishing it off strong here. You do see just tagged into B, Immunity just holding on for dear life, but it's not going to happen. It should be shut down here by Pipz. Pipz gets the smack.
Oh,
he gets
Benno!
the double kill. It's right there, ladies and gentlemen. The Chiefs, they are going into the grand final, surprising absolutely no one. 250 to 15 against Team Immunity in that final map. We said it, Bluey, after they won the oddball, and then just the slapping they gave Team Immunity in that Slayer going into the Strongholds. We were iffy if there was anything they can do. We were questioning what was left in the tank for Immunity. Turns out a whole lot of nothing. They completely stalled. There was nothing that you can do. But what can you do up against the onslaught that is the Chiefs?
Exactly. That's the big question, right? What can you do in that particular situation? And it's just, again, it's a whole lot of nothing. We saw faint glimmers of hope coming from them in that first game. But as we get to this third game here on Strongholds, I mean, just look at Barcode, man. 16-3, 6 assists. He had a frenzy, for God's sake. Just completely uncontested with that slippery smooth movement that you were talking about before. Just being every place on the map at all times. But again, I want to bring up the question. What can Immunity do to bounce back? They have another shot at this. Can they come back from a loss as big as this one?
Look, I want to reiterate something that I said through the cast, which is that I really believe that, you know, every team aims for first, but also every team has a brain between their ears and they know what's up. And I think that Immunity knew it was going to be a tough ask for them to get anything out of the Chiefs. So we talk a lot about mentals. We talk about, you know, how teams are reacting. That's the question, right? How do Immunity bounce back from this? Honestly, I think this is just what they thought was going to happen. They had some really tough practice here, really tough scrim here up against the Chiefs. I don't think they thought there was anything they could do, but Keen to hear what you guys thought on the couch. What did you think of that R-rated performance coming out of the Chiefs?
Spanking, a shellacking, whatever you guys want to call it, that was pure domination from the Chiefs. And this is where we talk about it every single time that we see these guys play. Is it going to be the Chiefs' pure dominance, or will some teams start to challenge them? And right now, it seems like it's just pure Chiefs dominance here, boys. This is where we look towards this elimination final and see which one of these two teams remaining will be able to challenge our Titans.
I mean, just keep in mind, this was the winners' final, right? So these are after the bracket. These are what we come away saying. These are currently the two best. So let's see how they go against each other. And just look at that, 2-0, 50-35. That's a big win in a Slayer. And then that last game, we've always found the statement they make is always in the last game, the Chiefs. It's always what happens, and it's usually Barcode going nuts, putting up crazy figures.